make sure to stop by one of the state parks here in Florida. And you want to make sure you guys. Dead end?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Florida Park Service, Environmental Protection. Just kidding, we are here in Florida, and behind this fence here is the Oleta River State Park. And we are gonna go check out some mangroves today and see what else we could find. Now, if you are here in Florida, you might experience this kind of stuff every single day. But if you are tired of seeing the same buildings over and over again, you can come here to Oleta River State Park and experience something like this. When you get here, you head up to the gift shop, and this is where you're going to check in and get your ticket that you need to present to the rental center. Now you head downstairs to the rental center, and here you see you can get anything you need, from bikes to kayaks to paddle boards, even canoes. Prices vary based on the hours that you choose to do the activity. But here, for example, you would get your kayak, your life jacket, and your oar. After you do get your gear, you head down to the water, which is the entryway to the Kristen Jacobs Coral Reef Ecosystem Conservation Area. The person that did help you get your gear typically is the person that comes with you down to the water. And here they help you get in, set you up with whatever you need. But in all honesty, it's not that difficult. It is very, very gradual and very, very shallow. And it's a nice, easy start to your journey ahead. And we're gonna explore some mangroves and see what we can find. Hopefully, if we're lucky enough, we'll get to see some manatees today. So what's really cool about this place here at Oleta State Park is for about $25 and about a 35-minute Uber or taxi ride from Miami, you can find yourself here in a place like this. Mangroves. Now, I don't know if you know this, but mangroves are home to an abundance of wildlife. Like mentioned before, manatees. We've already seen some different types of species of fish. If you look around in the actual mangroves, you can see things like lizards, birds, but you just gotta have your eye open and take it all in. Now what's really cool about this place is it's 1,033 acres of actual land here. And even though we are on kayaks today, because that's the chosen activity that we wanted to do, there are plenty to do on land. Anything from renting bikes to walking trails, hiking trails. But this fun fact here is that this place offers the largest mountain biking trail in Florida at 15 miles. So if that's more your speed, you have that here as well. These mangroves give you something to look at, but this place offers so much more. What's really cool about this place is when you're out exploring, you find out that it's not just a state park for people to visit, but people with boats even anchor here. And if you see behind me, there's a couple houseboats. That means there's a couple people living here at the moment, which is actually pretty cool.
And you can see behind me just how many different styles of boats are actually here. So it just shows that it doesn't matter what you're on or in, you can still come and enjoy a place like this. Now, I don't know exactly where the entrance for those boats is, because we came from the walking entrance where we do pick up the kayaks. But I do believe you can bring your own gear and start exploring from different locations. Later on in this video, we're gonna try and find some spots that we can actually get off and explore a little bit on land while walking almost through the mangroves, trying not to disturb it. As early as 500 BC, this beautiful estuary here along these rivers provided safe haven and an abundance of food for the Tequista Native Americans. And being out here and it being so peaceful, I could see why they call this place home. Unfortunately, nowadays you see things like these high-rises and condos creeping in on this beautiful landscape. However, if you really think about it, you could really see why someone might call this home. I don't know if you guys can experience it with me here or not through this video, but it is so peaceful and so quiet, even though the city is so close. Now, as long as you're respectful to the people that do live here now and call it home, they won't mind you paddling around, maybe taking a dip in the nice refreshing water. But you got to remember, this is home to so many creatures. So you want to be conscious of that when you're paddling close to the mangroves or close to the shoreline. You don't want to damage anything while you're here. You want to leave the place the way you found it, if not better. And ways you can do that are by helping conserve these lands. If you see any trash, pick it up. And if you see someone stranded, maybe help them out if they need it. There's so many things you can do to promote a positive environment around this kind of place, and we all should be doing it more. But I don't think that's going to happen with any of us unless we actually get out here ourselves and experience it. After a pretty short paddle from the beginning of our trip here, you end up here, which is where you can see the skyline of Miami, which is pretty cool. And if I just turn around, we're still here in the mangroves. In the water. Being out here for a while paddling in the direct sun is a little bit tiring, but what's really cool is the mangroves here provide home and shelter to so many wildlife. But what's awesome is that for you, it does the same thing. There's tons of these little alcoves here that you can come, get out of the sun, sit in the shade for a little bit, and take a break. Now, if you want to and you are a little adventurous, you could get in there and explore a little bit. But in the effort of conservation, I'm gonna leave that untouched and just explore it from a distance here. I don't wanna disrupt anything and ruin anything by me stepping on it accidentally. And if we're all a little bit more mindful about things like that, places like this can actually survive for years to come. Now, I'm not personally from here, but when you are here, or if you do have some time to spare, here at Oleta State Park, you can actually volunteer your time, and that is in a range of things. Helping with the gear, helping with the kayaks, the paddle boards, helping out in the shop, or actually just cleaning up the grounds if that's something that you're into and you like being in this environment. So if you do get the chance and the opportunity, make sure to stop by one of the state parks here in Florida, and you want to make sure you sign up and volunteer.
Here we get to look at the massive oasis that is the Oleta River State Park and the Oleta River Outdoor Center. It's a wonderful place, and places like this do need to exist and keep existing. So don't forget, comment down below what your favorite outdoor activity is. And remember, together we can make a difference, one swell at a time.
Give me a push, bro.
Want to start heading back? People coming from that way too. Huh? There's people coming from that way.
Exactly. We could go back that way, all the way to the
Well, does the map show it or no?
It doesn't look like it, I can't tell. The map is not really that accurate. Yeah, I think it's a dead end.
Dead end?
Yes, sir.
Paddling in the direct sun is a lot of fun, but it is also tiring. And what's really cool about the mangroves here is that they provide home, shelter, and relief to so many others.